this could be one right now. Jens Pulver and Eric Hibler.
Jens Pulver coming in 14-1. This man has pummeled and pulverized, to use the term, everyone he has taken on. Eric Hibler coming out off a first disappointing fight, but I tell you, he's something to prove, and he tells me he's going to knock Jens Pulver out tonight.
Well, that's big words from Eric Hibler as his opponent, Jens Pulver, is going to make his way to the ring for our first fight of the evening. And there you see, coming through the smoke, Jens Pulver, Davenport, Iowa, 5'7", 155, 15-1-1. And tell us a little bit more about Jens Pulver.
I tell you, Jens Pulver is something to be reckoned with. He is some force. He's a real solid wrestler. Watched him rolling around earlier with Matt Hughes. I tell you, these guys are squaring off on takedowns, and Hughes is much heavier. This guy can strike. He's a good fighter. He's just well-rounded. He's very well-rounded. Let me tell you something. He's aggressive, and he's got the lung to back it up. He's got a devastating left hand. We saw him knock out Phil Johns in the last fight. His conditioning, as I said, is without question, and he's got a strong camp training with Pat Miletich, Matt Hughes, Jeremy Horn, Bobby Hoffman. Woo! Got a big background there.
Let's take a look at Jens Pulver and some of the action that he has had in his past. He is a guy that gets it done. You talk about his left hand, and here you go. There's Pulver, and boom, there we saw it. Good night.
Instant knockout, nice left hand to, I tell you, who's a real solid fighter, Phil Johns, the guy that's normally taking it to other people. The Pulver, again, he's just the pit bull pulverizer.
He is indeed, and I'll tell you what, he told us that he just loves what he does. Jens Pulver from Davenport, Iowa.
I watch UFC 1 to UFC 25. It's just incredible, and the World Extremes and the hook and shoot, just how big it's getting, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. I watch the way it evolves, and it's just incredible. The way it's happening now, it's so exciting. It's just never boring for me. Not a day do I wake up and I'm not bored, ever.
And there you go, Jens Pulver and his opponent, who is starting to make his way out to the ring, Eric Hibler. And talked about Hibler, he was making some bold predictions before this fight.
Eric Hibler came out, he said, I tell you, Pulver doesn't know it, but I'm going to take it to him. Hibler, he's a showman. He's really starting to build his self-confidence. He's been in the mixed martial arts since he was 12 years old. He's a big guy. He's a physically impressive gentleman for this weight class. He's tall, he's got good length, he's very strong, he's well put together. He's got the size, the conditioning. He's very patient. As I said, he's been doing this a long time. He knows what he's looking for. His only question here is he's got many fights fewer than does Jens Pulver.
Let's take a look at Eric Hibler in past action in World Extreme Fighting, and no holds barred action here. And tell us what you're seeing with Eric Hibler.
It's basically Eric Hibler taking it to Mikey Cordoza in World Extreme Fighting 8 in Rome, Georgia. Hibler just capitalized on every opportunity he had, and I tell you, he made pretty light work of a very accomplished fighter in Mike Cordoza. Nice look at a left knee to the head there.
Let's go to our ring announcer, TJ Thompson, for tonight's introductions in our first fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the first match of the main card. Here at World Extreme Fighting 9, the official referee for the rest of the bouts, the president of the North American Grappling Association, Kip Kolar. And ladies and gentlemen, the fighter on my right, wearing the full contact fighter shorts. He's 5'7" tall, weighing at 155 pounds. He's a freestyle fighter with a professional fighting record of 15 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He's a member of the Miletich competition team, currently ranked number 5 in the world. Please welcome from Davenport, Iowa, Jens Pulver. And ladies and gentlemen, the fighter on my left, wearing the black trunks at 5'8" tall, 155 pounds, a freestyle fighter, professional fighting record of 1-1, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Eric Hibler. Scheduled for 3 4-minute rounds.
I'll tell you what, if Eric Hibler, if enthusiasm counts for anything, or showmanship, Eric Hibler right now with the early advantage, and they haven't even started this fight yet.
I tell you, what he's got to look for here is he's got to look to control himself. He's got to look to be patient, get inside Pulver, work his punches, work his kicks, keep Pulver off of him because Pulver is very, very aggressive. I look to see a little feel-out period here and then things to get really started.
Big kick there by Jens Pulver, and there goes Pulver, or rather Pulver right down. First of 3 rounds, 4 minutes each. Kim Kohler, the referee for tonight's bout, first one of the evening, and what a card we have for you with a big left hand from Pulver.
And I tell you, that's what Pulver is known as the pulverizer for. He works from that guard, creates the distance, rears back, and just wails into the head of his opponent. He's doing a nice job here, looking to create some space, looking to create some opening. Obviously, as we talked about earlier, Hibler wants to keep him in the guard, keep him as close as possible, and keep the distance and therefore velocity of those punches off of him.
Jens Pulver on top right now with Eric Hibler in the guard position early on in this 3-round bout.
Nice elbow to the top of Pulver's head there by Hibler. Nice job to push him off and create some distance.
Standing position, who does it favor?
I tell you, I think that this is where Hibler is most comfortable, but Pulver has shown tremendous success here in the past. Nice low leg kick there by Hibler. Ooh. Pulver says, I got one too, and goes to the high kick.
Boy, Pulver trying to set up that left hand. We've seen him try a couple times. One of the strengths we talked about is back into the guard position is Hibler, and Pulver with a kick.
Hibler's going to look for Pulver to get a little too close here and take a kick either high to the face or low to the knee and extend it. Does a nice job of getting himself back up and in position.
Eric Hibler with trying to avoid that left hand. Here comes the knee. Oh, a huge knee!
I tell you, that one caught Hibler. He's in trouble here.
Over and it's done. Jens Pulver putting on a show and saying thank you very much. A first-round win. Eric Hibler took a big knee, and it was over after that. In fact, Pulver said it was over before the referee. He went in for a little bit more.
Yeah, Pulver jumped down there. He knew Hibler was in trouble after he hit him twice, stopped, took a look at the ref. Ref jumped in and stopped it. But I tell you, Jens Pulver proves why he's a force to be reckoned with in this sport.
Boy, Eric Hibler came in. He was the showman. He was the guy putting on a show for the fans early on before the fight started. But in the end, Jens Pulver, the pulverizer, entertained the crowd as they look on to Eric Hibler, who took a couple of bombs, and that knee was really the big one.
That knee is what set it all up. I tell you, he hit him with the knee, dropped Hibler to the mat, came into the guard, struck him twice, I believe it was, in the head. I'm sure we'll get a look at it on the replay. And I tell you, it was over.
The 24-year-old from Davenport, Iowa, over checking on his opponent right now. Jens Pulver with an impressive victory in our first fight of the evening over Eric Hibler, and here it is again.
There's that nice left, that knee that drops him to the mat. Hibler looks to regain his composure, but it's followed by 2 lefts to the face. 3rd left that glances and misses. Pulver knows it's over, does a little show, gets up there on the cage for the crowd, which they love. And the doctors are just attending to Hibler. Hibler's not that hurt. They're just going to take a little time as we get another look at that left knee to the head of Hibler.
Well, the knee right there to the jaw sent him down, and you can see watching it just out of the screen there. Pulver was saying it's over, but referee Kip Kohler said not quite yet. And a couple of devastating left hands finished off Eric Hibler, who was up. A little woozy, a little worse for wear, but seemingly okay. After Jens Pulver with just a huge victory in impressive fashion as we go to the ring for the official announcement. From T.J. Thompson. He'll be making his way up there in a moment. Jens Pulver enjoying himself right now. That's a big win for him, isn't it?
It really is. I tell you, Eric Hibler.
Here's T.J. Thompson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout, Jens
Jens Pulver there getting the official announcement with a victory, and as you were saying, a big win for Jens Pulver.
It is a big win for Jens Pulver. Eric Hibler, highly touted, has come in, been very impressive. But I tell you, Pulver once again just shows why when he's one of the top lightweights in the world, taking out a really worthy opponent in Hibler.
It's a devastating knee that you saw there, and then here come the left hands, and we talked about the left hand being a strength, even more so when you have your opponent lying prone after a knee setting him up, and it is over. And I'll tell you what, Michael Landsberg is standing by right now, and he's got the pulverizer. Jens Pulver with him right now. Let's go back down to Michael. Michael?
Sometimes the names aren't appropriate. He just referred to you as the pulverizer. Very appropriate here. I talked to Pat Miletich before the fight. He told me what your strategy was. What was the game plan going in?
Knock him out. Simply to knock him out. That was it. I wanted to stand up as long as he wanted to stand up, because we've been training so hard. And Artur Mariani just come down, and Army Batesh from Brazil. They made it everything. My room is so awesome. Ben Airwood, Matt Hughes coming up, Pat Miletich, Jeremy Horn. We've been going. Me and Jeremy have been going 15 rounds every morning getting ready. Matt Hughes comes in, kicks my butt when he gets the chance. Pat Miletich, the greatest man I've ever met in my life. It's the best team I've ever been with, ever. That's the key. Pat Miletich is the key.
Well, it's a sport of sportsmanship, and this guy is deferring to Pat Miletich, but I'll say the key with this guy was, and he just got to widen on the shot. Let me see the knee. Throw it up for me here. There it was, the big blow that decided this one. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael Landsberg, down with Jens Pulver. First-round knockout. Boy, he starts throwing names out there. Jeremy Horn in his corner, Pat Miletich and company. That's not a bad corner to help you out there.
I tell you, as we touched on, is one of the strengths in the early part of this is what a camp this guy has to train with, and it makes all the difference in the world.